Next, let's talk about reading routes. Let's just start by looking at the chalk on the hold. That lets us know that people used it for a hand. Something like this, for example, it may be close to the hands, but because there's no chalk on it, we can say with relative certainty that this is probably not a hold we want to go to. Next thing we want to look at is the direction of the hold. Since this hold is facing this way and I'm coming from this direction, I can assume that I probably want to grab this with my right hand. This hold, for example, since it's facing the other way, I can assume I probably want to grab this with my left hand. Another good rule of thumb is if we get one leg up, we want to go with the same hand. So for example, if I get my right leg up, I generally want to rock with my foot and go up with my right hand. If I get my left foot up, I generally want to go up with my left hand. That allows us to have a good triangle and center of balance. So when we're doing a boulder, the first thing we want to look for is opposition between moves. So this orange one, for example, has very clear opposition between these holds and these holds. What I'm going to do for this move is use a toe to create opposition. Next, let's look at this pink climb. We can see very clear opposition between all of these holds, allowing us to compress. I can go to this one, then this one, but once I have these two, I lose some of the opposition, so I can use a heel hook to keep the opposition down here with my legs. Next, let's talk about route reading on this pink climb, which is a little bit more complicated. We have this hold up here, which looks good as a left. Because we can't match this hold, it makes the next move really difficult. So what we can do is we can look at a hold that we're certain about which hand we want to grab it with. This hold, for example, we know that we want to grab it with our left. So we can assume, okay, we want to work backwards and grab this hold with our right hands. The last thing we should think about is, if possible, always having 3 points of contact on the wall so we can build a triangle and have a nice stable base. For this move, we can get our left foot up, keep our right foot over here, and that way we keep the triangle. When we move out here, we move our feet to stay in a stable position. All right, now let's look at this orange climb, which looks very complicated. It looks like just a bunch of random holes in the wall, but let's use what we learned to break this climb down. So first I'm gonna look at it and I'm visualize. All right, now I visualize this climb. Let me get on the wall and see how it climbs. Okay, keeping 3 points of contact. Nice stable triangle at all points. Flagging my foot to create a nice stable triangle. So to recap, I want to look for holds that have a direction and that I know which hand I want to go to with, and work backwards to figure out the rest of the climb. I want to look for positions where I can create a triangle, giving myself a nice solid base. I also want to look for chalk to determine if that's a hold or not. For example, I can use this, given all the chalk. People are using this for the start. Also, I can look for rubber, which gives me a hint to where I might want to put my foot.